Hey everyone, I hope you're doing really well. Happy New Year to you. This is my first video of 2022. So I hope everyone's doing really well. If you've subscribed in the last couple of weeks, thank you so much. It means a lot. It tells me that you're interested in seeing more videos. So thank you for subscribing. If you haven't, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a like. It just really helps motivate me to create more content. And yeah, drop me a comment. I really like hearing from everyone. If you've got a question about my previous videos, or if you have a question after watching this one, I'd love to talk to you in the comment section below. So yeah, please subscribe and please like this video if you can. So let's get straight into this. So I've been thinking over the last few days about the kind of video I want to do as the first video of 2022. I'm feeling really, really tired at the moment. I've been working a lot, and I've just been thinking about, I've had content ideas and things I want to talk about, but I thought what I'll do today is just sit down and kind of do a quick update on where I am. I know I kind of make content sporadically, and a lot of it's been around sort of my experience with Sertraline and sort of just general mental health, my mental health experiences, which I know you guys sort of really appreciate. But I've just been thinking about where I want to go with this channel and kind of what are the things I want to talk about. So I thought I'll start this year with just a very kind of general catch-up video to kind of tell you guys where I am. So yeah, let's get into it. So towards the end of last year, I had spent a lot of time thinking, it's been about 6 months since I've been off the medication, and life generally has been good. I work hard every day, really hard every day, to just stay really positive and kind of really stay focused. And if you are on medication or you kind of come off it, you know what it's like, when you've come off and you're flying solo. It's a really every day you're just right, I've got to do this, I've got to get through today. And most of the time it's really you have a fantastic day, and generally life is good, and life is generally very good. I have my days, of course, where I think I kind of wish I had some SSRIs in my life, but no, I'm training myself to live without. I don't know why I'm so giggly today. It's because I'm really tired. Anyway, so how have I been? I have been okay. I ended last year kind of really spending December kind of contemplating and thinking about life and work and relationships and friendships, and just generally very kind of diving into my thoughts and my feelings, and just being very reflecting a lot. That's the word. I'm reflecting a lot and kind of thinking, how am I going to make 22 the year? And it's kind of what everyone does, right? But I was very much I need to change a lot of things. I've kind of been coasting over the last couple of months, but not burning out, but just kind of getting to the end of the day and being what have I really done today? Procrastination is just built in me. As much as I try and put it off, it's just one thing that I can't brush off, and I'm just trying to learn more and more about how I manage my procrastination. So I've been spending a lot of time over Christmas thinking about what I was gonna change in general day-to-day life in 2022. So I've been reflecting a lot. I did take a lot of time, downtime, even though I had a lot of family things to do and a couple of things booked over the holiday period. I did take a lot of downtime, just kind of relaxing and at home, and just kind of enjoying my own space. I moved into my own place last year. So it was my first Christmas at home, my own home. So just kind of enjoying the space, and having people over as well, and entertaining, all that kind of stuff, which was fun. But really, yeah, just kind of taking stock and allowing myself to really relax, my body and my mind to relax, and just thinking about what I was going to do differently. So, and I've kicked this year off really, really well. It's the 15th today, and I've had a really positive week, sort of week and a half. What is it, now 2 weeks? Really, really positive 2 weeks. So I'm going to talk to you about what intentions I've been setting, what I've been telling myself, what I've been doing differently, and hopefully some of that can kind of encourage others who might be feeling a little bit low or slumped, or January is not our best friend. which I'm very well aware of. So I've literally just been like going for it. Maybe that's why I'm so tired today. So yeah, I'm going to kind of dive into some of the things I've been doing, and I have that I have planned. So like some of the like, so one of the first things I knew I had to kind of really just like switch up in my day-to-day life was how I approach my work. I work for myself. I run my own startups. I have two. I'm kind of very entrepreneurial. So like, every day you've got to get up and kind of be like, what am I doing today to kind of like, go after my dreams and like the business goals, and like how am I gonna sort of get more users on board, and how like every day like I do my own marketing as well, so like it's every day you kind of wake up and you're kind of having to psych yourself up. But there's just some things which I just knew weren't working, part of which was sort of how I interact with like my co-workers, and sort of how I spend my day-to-day kind of like work day, if that makes sense. So, and there's just a few things that were niggling me towards the end of last year, and it was like one of those band-aids that you need to rip off, and I've just been really sort of thinking about how I'm going to do that, and finally I've been able to take a few steps towards that, and that's just been like a huge weight lifted off my shoulder. And it's a little bit raw still, so I can't really talk too much about it. Maybe down the line in some videos I'll explain what I mean, but it was just, I started this year saying to myself that I was going to work harder and smarter. Like, smarter is the key thing. Like, harder and smarter than I ever have before. Like, this is the year I have to make things happen. I've got some exciting things going on. And I just knew that I had to give it my all. And if I don't make some changes, if I don't change my attitude, if I don't kind of address some of the things that aren't going right, that are kind of causing me sort of anxiety every day, things aren't going to change. And sometimes you've got to make these hard decisions, and that I'm making for my work, but this might be something for you, like maybe whether in a relationship that you're in, or like whatever those things are. But we know like inherently that this is really not good for us. Some of this is toxic. Like, you've got to pull that band-aid off. You've got to take the plunge. If the other person might not do it, or the other few people that you're in this with, whatever relationship you have going on, work, personal, like if you know certain things aren't working for you and aren't allowing you to be truly happy every day, like I really suggest think about like, put yourself in the situation, having dealt with that. Like, in your mind, put yourself in that situation where you've dealt with this, and kind of you'll see it automatically how you feel a lot lighter, and that will tell you what you need to do. And those are the things I've kind of been doing. It's almost like clearing out those cobwebs, So I started the year saying to myself, I'm going to work harder and smarter than I ever have before, and I was really going to address some of the issues that were causing me from progressing. And I've been doing that over the last few weeks, and I have to say it's been really, really refreshing. It's been like lifted a weight off my shoulders, and that's been really good. In terms of work, I've just been saying no to some things, a lot more things that really consume my time, and I absolutely recommend saying no more to a lot of things, and that is social things where friends are like, hey, do you want to go out here? And I'm like, no, I've got to focus on this. Or just like, I've been dedicating like every Saturday over the last few weeks to working. I don't suggest that everyone does it, but I have so many like set goals this year that I know I need to achieve, that it's necessary for me to work Saturdays as well. But that doesn't mean like I'm burning myself out. Like, there are times in the week that I also take, like I went to a show the other night, and I stopped working at like 4. So like, I'm not necessarily doing full work days, manage my own time effectively, but it requires me to work, some weekend time as well. And I'm okay with that, because I know that I've got work-life balance. I've got work-life balance down to a T at the moment, like more than I ever have in my life before. And I really understand the value of work-life balance. So, but that has come from me saying no a lot. And the progress I've made with my work over the last couple of weeks is because I've been saying no to a lot of social things, things I just don't really have the energy to do. What I enjoy doing is spending time with people I really, really love and like I am very close to, and that is like downtime. So just really being conscious about how I'm spending my time. So yeah, that's kind of like where I've been at with the work stuff, and just kind of like being, how I've kind of psyched myself up, the intentions I've been setting for myself, like in terms of like work. I know how much money I need to be making on a monthly basis, and kind of like planning out how I'm going to do that, and that's been really, really valuable. Another thing I did do towards the end of the year is start thinking about how I wanted to create a vision board. Though I haven't created a physical vision board yet, I've kind of bought the bits, and I've like kind of like got all the pictures together. What I actually did do is I wrote down my goals and my kind of intentions and my motivations for the year. I still have yet to sit down and do the physical, mood board and that kind of thing, vision board. But what's really helped is me really thinking, like sitting down and journaling and working out what it is that I want, like for myself this year. What do I want to do differently? How am I going to do those things? And then going and collating the images for those things so I can sit down and do that. But just the exercise alone of sitting down, allowing yourself to really focus on what it is that you want. And some things are a little bit airy-fairy, like, yeah, it would be a dream to be able to achieve some of the things that I'm thinking of. But I've got this, like, constant thing in my head, like voice in my head going, like, nothing is off the tables. Like, there's nothing that you can't achieve. I have been emailing like companies who I never thought would want to work with me and what I do, who are getting back to me going, we would love to support this. And my my motto is, if you do not try, you're not going to know. And you may get rejected, or things may not happen, but at least you can say you tried. So I've been like putting shit down on my like vision board that I don't think, like it's in my wildest dreams, but that stops me from having those limiting beliefs. So I highly recommend, if you haven't sat, it's not too late. You could do it any time of year, it's just so that happens that people do it, in January. But I would highly recommend sitting down, putting your intentions onto paper, listing out those things that you want to achieve, even maybe like month by month, really having solid like goals, then like collecting like images that kind of reflect your goals, and then putting them onto a board. I'm going to share like my board once I've done it with you guys and talk you through how I did it in a separate video, but I highly recommend doing that, because it just like, I know I need to wake up every day and remind myself of those things, because it's so easy to forget sometimes. Like, it is so easy to go about your day-to-day life and forget about what it is that you're working towards. And I want that in my face every single day. But the exercise has been so valuable. I really recommend it. And there's like loads of videos online for you to go and like kind of learn from how other people do it. And there's like rituals, like, you can light candles and whilst you're doing it, all that kind of stuff to really manifest, your intentions, if you want to go that deep. I didn't, but everyone has their own way of doing things, right? So that's something that has really got me psyched up, and like kind of really motivated me and put like a fire in my belly. And that's been really good. Another thing I said I'm going to do this year is read. My plan is to read 4 books. I have probably read like 2 last year. Honestly, I've probably read like 2. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, which I learn from, and I listen to a lot of podcasts. But books, I do enjoy reading books. I like non-fiction mostly is what I read, like personal development, self-development stuff. But I do enjoy fiction. But at the moment, really focusing on the non-fiction, the personal development stuff, and I've already completed 4 books. How do I do it, you ask me? How have I gone from like reading 2 last year to having already read 4 this year? And the answer is, I don't read them, I listen to them. Like, I literally, everything is, I listen to it on Audible. It just completely transforms the way you can get through books. I honestly promise you, if you're not a reader, get onto Audible. I mean, I'm not saying anything new here. I'm just telling you how I do it. So I listen in the car, whilst I'm at the gym, sometimes in the gym. When I'm in the gym, I generally like listen to music or podcasts. But whilst I'm driving, sometimes in the gym, if I'm really like hooked onto the kind of what I've been listening to in the gym, whilst I'm making dinner, whilst I'm walking around the house, whilst I'm changing the bed sheets, whilst I'm preparing for the next tomorrow, like any opportunity I get, headphones are in ear and the audiobook is running. As soon as I feel myself zoning out, I stop for about half an hour until I can kind of get back into it again. But that has been how I have already completed 4 books. And generally the kind of books I have been going for are like 5 hours each. So when you think about it, like if you listen to half an hour a day, you can finish a book in a week, right? Easily. So I have that going on the go. So really excited about getting through more books this year, and I can tell you already, like just listening to some of the things I've been listening to, I've just been, what I'll do is I might do like an end of month like book review type thing where I can talk about some of the books I've been listening to. But the amount I've been taking away from that, and like nuggets of just like uh, motivation and like just these things that I'm listening to are just having such a positive impact on my life at the moment that I just don't want to stop. So yes, reading a lot more. Another thing I'm really spending a lot of time on is my morning routine, and making sure that that is just like the most important part of my day. It really is. It is what gets me into the flow of the day. I can't live without it, and I talk about this a lot. And if you're not doing it, please try it. Whatever it is, you might do 10 minutes, half an hour, an hour. I honestly promise you, it will change your life. And at the moment, I'm reading a book called The Morning Miracle, which is, I cannot put this book down. A friend of mine told me about it. He actually gifted it to me, sent it to me via Amazon. And every morning I'm like reading 4 to 5 pages. And I want to read more, but I'm trying to stop myself. I think more so because it just like confirms everything that I've been doing over the last few years, and what I really believe in is that having that strong morning routine has just been so transformative. It really kicks out the anxiety that tries to creep in the mornings, for me anyway. So I really recommend you get your morning routine together, really work at it, make it a priority. If you're already doing it, I would love to know how it is for you in the comments. So drop me some comments and let me know how it's what you do, and let's share some of those tips. So that's been really important. Another thing that I said to myself I wanted to do more of last year, which I'm looking forward to doing this year, and I said I wanted to do it a lot last year, but I realized at the end of the year I never achieved it because I always allowed other things to get in the way, and that is to take one proper self-care day a month. You say, why only one? Because I think one is just a good, like one day to yourself. Like obviously I do a lot of other things during the week, every day, to take time out for myself. But I mean like a dedicated day in my diary where I've decided that I'm going to do what the hell I want. Whether that is sitting at home watching TV and not feeling guilty about it, going out, hitting up my favourite museums or shops or department stores, or walking around London, or going and having a nice brunch on my own, just me, focusing on myself, being in my own head, avoiding technology. I mean, let's not kid ourselves, we can't avoid technology. Even if we say one day a month, it's pointless, because I already know that I'm going to probably vlog my day using my phone. So that's like pointless. But I just mean like, not taking on other people's energy, really being focused on myself. So what I did this year is in December actually, I went through every month and I put in one day, the day that I'm going to take, and it happens to be a Sunday because I just feel the energy in the air on a Sunday. I don't mean like in a kind of woohoo way. I just mean like generally Sundays are chill. People are hardly in like town or like going out and about. Saturdays are really busy generally, but Sundays people tend to spend more time at home. So when you're out and about, there's just a lot less going on. So I've gone through every month, blocked out a Sunday. That's the day in my diary. So no matter who calls me and says, "Hey, you free on this day?" I say, "No, I'm not." If I get a family member saying, "Do you want to come in for lunch?" or like my parents being like, "Oh, let's do lunch," or whatever, I can say, "No, I'm booked. I've had this in my diary for weeks, if not months." And I feel really positive about that. That's going to happen in 2 weeks' time, so I'll let you know how that goes. But I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm kind of like not knowing what I'm going to do. I'm just going to like, probably towards that day, I'm just going to be like, check out what's going on at some of my favourite museums or whatever, like go and have a nice lunch somewhere and just enjoy myself. So I'm really looking forward to that. So I know I'm always like rambling on in these videos, and I knew this video was going to be a bit rambly because I kind of just wanted to like fill you guys in on what's going on, where I am, mostly where my head is at. Before I like switch off, what I am going to say is one of the things I have been very focused on so far this year, and I'm very adamant about this, is to kind of really manage the energy. I've been talking about energy a lot in this video, but again, and what I mean like energy is just kind of like how I come into contact with things and people. And one of the things I really want to focus on, what I really want to focus on is how I am interacting with other people's energies, how I'm absorbing other people's energy, you know, how I am handling my own energy, my own self, and, you know, when I walk into a room, being very conscious about what I'm bringing into the room, you know, how I, when I'm like talking to someone else, like making sure that I'm not taking on what they're saying in terms of like that kind of allowing it to affect me. Obviously, like have really great conversations with people, but just making sure that I'm not taking some of, you know, what they're saying away with me or letting that affect me, and just being very mindful of how I spend my energy. Because the one thing we do have is we have energy and we have our mindset, which needs to stay strong and positive, especially if you're like me, where it can easily go like that. I just know that in order to keep it like up here, I just need to be managing the things I'm thinking about, like what it is that I'm contacting, interacting with, who are the people that I'm allowing around me, the space I'm in, you know, when challenges come up, like how am I reacting to that, you know, taking time to think about it, and also just surrounding myself with people I love and enjoy and care about. Like yeah, I'm open to, like, I'm single, so I'm open to going on dates and things like that, but not just jumping on any date that comes along, like, you know, any offer. Like being really like mindful of how does this go. Like you can tell how people are through conversations on text, you know, like just really understanding, is this person giving out good energy, good vibes? Do I really want to interact with this person on a kind of in a real life basis, like not just on text? So yeah, just being very thoughtful, I think, about the energy I'm giving out, the kind of stuff people I'm surrounding myself with. And yeah, I think I highly recommend trying some of that. I know I've spoken about a lot of things today. I'm on a bit of a high and a buzz at the moment. I'm very well aware that these things don't necessarily always last, but you know what we have to keep doing is in like working on it, investing in our mental health, investing in ourselves. Like I promise you, you know, whatever it is that you're going through, you know, I don't want to say, you know, we can think ourselves happy all the time. I know there's some days that we just need to really allow ourselves to feel a bit meh. So I know we have it in us to turn things around and be kind to yourself. Allow yourself days when it's okay to do nothing and sit around. I just hope this year brings you so much joy, and whatever it is that, you know, wherever you are in life, whatever it is that you want to achieve, I hope this year, you know, you really get that. And I want to create more content. I'm going to keep creating more content as and when I can, and would love to connect with you guys more. Please follow me on Instagram. I'll put my handle in the description box. I always love talking to you guys, so thank you if you've reached out before, and I'd love to hear from you guys. So drop me a message. I wish you all the best for the year ahead. If you're watching this, have a really great day, and I shall catch up with you guys soon. Thank you.